9.58 seconds. When we see a human being cover 100 meters at this speed, we assume we are witnessing the result of a perfect genetic lottery. The reality is much messier. By every standard of sports science and physics, Bolt's body is biomechanically broken. He was physically built to fail. Bolt suffers from severe scoliosis. His spine curves abnormally, forcing his pelvis out of alignment and making his right leg a full half-inch shorter than his left. His 6'5" frame creates another massive problem. His height provides a huge surface area for the air to push against, resulting in brutal aerodynamic drag that acts like a brake on his momentum. This data shows the efficiency of his movement. His muscles produce an incredible amount of energy, yet 92% of that total power is wasted just fighting the air resistance generated by his own frame. Before he ever stepped onto the track, Bolt possessed every scientifically valid reason to lose. For a time, those disadvantages won. At the 2004 Athens Olympics, 18-year-old Bolt carried the expectations of the entire Jamaican nation on a body that wasn't yet ready. The immense pressure caused a complete physical collapse, leading to a humiliating first-round elimination. This is paralysis by analysis. When the brain is overwhelmed, the prefrontal cortex tries to consciously micromanage automatic physical movements. This floods the nervous system with erratic signals, causing the athlete's mechanics to stutter and crash. In the aftermath, the Jamaican media turned on him, calling the teenager a coward and accusing him of faking an injury to hide from the embarrassment of the big stage. To reach 9.58, Bolt had to do more than train his muscles. He had to find a way to win the psychological war inside his own head. To understand his solution, we have to look at the rigid physics of the track. No human being can continue to accelerate past the 70-meter mark. The body simply runs out of explosive fuel. This chart tracking race speed reveals the ultimate secret of the 100-meter dash. The winner is the person who decelerates the slowest. Bolt used his height to his advantage here. His massive stride length allowed him to maintain his top velocity with fewer steps, essentially holding his speed while smaller competitors burned out. The speed of his turnover is a biomechanical anomaly. His foot stays in contact with the track for only 0.086 seconds, faster than a human eye can blink. In that tiny window of time, his shorter right leg strikes the ground with roughly 1,000 pounds of force. Bolt didn't need to fix his scoliosis. He engineered a specific way to weaponize that asymmetrical force to maintain a higher velocity than his rivals. Raw power requires a loose nervous system to function. While his rivals in the Beijing Olympics appeared tense and terrified, Bolt spent the hours before the race eating chicken nuggets, dancing, and laughing with the crowd. These antics were a calculated physiological tactic designed to disarm his own anxiety. In fear, the body undergoes co-contraction. Opposing muscles fight each other, creating internal friction that acts as brakes on speed. By distracting himself, Bolt kept his nervous system loose. He eliminated friction, allowing maximum firing efficiency. He utilized attentional narrowing, a mental system that allowed him to turn his focus on for exactly 3 seconds before the gun, thus avoiding the heavy exhaustion of pre-race stress. Under world-collapsing pressure, total relaxation becomes the ultimate competitive advantage. The stadium lights hide the grueling reality of his daily training. There, success is measured by the ability to drag a resistance sled across a field until the body begins to shut down. His coach, Glenn Mills, instilled a philosophy of long-term suffering. He taught Bolt to view physical failure simply as data used to refine his technique. Mills operated on the final rep rule. He argued that the first 80% of any task is merely a warm-up. You get zero growth from the parts of a job that are easy. Real progress occurs at the friction point, that moment when your blood floods with lactic acid and your brain begins begging you to quit. The onset of intense physical pain marks the point where the warm-up ends and the actual physiological adaptation begins. Bolt's success required a specific psychological system to manage his medical disadvantages. Most of us fail because we have no system to handle our own. We see common obstacles, lack of money, a difficult background, a lack of support, and we treat them as brick walls. These are comfortable blankets. They allow us to hide from the fear of our own failure by providing a valid excuse for never trying. Bolt succeeded because he built a mental engine capable of navigating a body that science claimed was broken. He didn't ignore the reality of his curved spine. He built a system to manage it. You have to build a relentless mental system to kill your own excuses. In the end, your final rep in the dark decides whether you become a champion or just a spectator in the crowd.